my name is Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic, and this is the weekly forecast for week commencing July 18th, 2022. I'm coming to you from beautiful Port Fairy. It is a little bit later than I normally post the weekly forecast, but as I mentioned last week, the weather's not been fantastic, and today is just absolutely stunning. So I thought I'd like to bring you the weekly forecast from the outdoors. I'm in a little caravan park, as you can see. Just stunning. And Port Fairy, I'm in Port Fairy at the moment in Victoria. Just beautiful. So the weekly forecast is weekly guidance based on what the tarot cards I choose from my deck, the Mythic Tarot, and I interpret those cards to give a little bit of inspiration and guidance about what to expect for the week ahead. Last week, I apologise. Apparently the recording the sound was not great. I apologise about that, but somebody said that on the replay it was fine. So if it happens again, I'll just go back and redo it. But this is actually a recording which I'm going to put up as a live feed, just in case you're wondering. I'm just shuffling the cards as we go. Don't know how your week's been. Mine has been super freezing cold. I must say that I've been to some amazing places this week. I've been looking at a few caves. Went to Narracourt and Mount Gambier in South Australia. Went to a little place. We crossed the border into Victoria, and then the weather just got really sort of miserable. It was winter, that's understandable. So I'm just choosing 6 cards, just making sure I've got 6. Great. So I don't know what the cards are going to be, so I'll be as surprised as you are. And let's begin to this. Again, this is for Monday, the weekly forecast for week commencing Monday, July 18th, 2022. So the first card we're looking at is where we are, where we know we are, our conscious self. So 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups represents that sense of peace and contentment. So if you are not feeling that peace and contentment, then you will definitely be looking for it, and you'll know that you'll be looking for it. So you'll be seeking that for yourself. And I'll say that we are seeking that for ourselves, because that definitely is not just for you, it's for all of us, for me as well. So that peace and contentment, if you don't have it, there'll be a part of us, part of you, part of me, that's seeking it and looking for it. People often say, what is my, I don't know what my purpose is, and I really think that our purpose is this 10 of Cups, peace and contentment. And we find that peace and contentment by following our heart and doing things that bring us peace and contentment. And that's what the journey is all about. That's my opinion. Okay, so the next card we're looking at is what is our soul selves. Like, what is the universe, our soul selves, how is it working with us to help us create or to recognize that peace and contentment? And here we have the 6 of Swords. So the six of Swords, the way that this works is that this is how the universe or our soul brings us opportunities or puts things in our path to challenge us or to help us recognize. And the 6 of Swords represents that part that says, basically, make up your mind. Like, you've done everything that you need to do. You've done everything that you can think of, and it's just basically, right, this is it. I know the steps now, and now it's time to put it into place and make it a thing. So the 6 of Swords represents, it's not a happy, joyful card. It is actually something like saying, right, I know to do this. This is my list. These are the steps I know I need to do to bring about peace and contentment in my life. Now I'm going to do it. It's like, right, I'm doing this. And that's what the 6 of Swords represents. So it's not something that we know consciously, but it's something that the universe moves us into. It's something that our soul helps us to understand. So the soul will, or the universe will put into place opportunities to help us go, right, these are the steps, these are the signs, and they're going to be easily recognizable simply because they are swords, and that means that the mind can recognize them, and they're going to be easily actioned, if you like, recognizable. No, there's no fluffiness about it. What's the word? There's a word for it, but there's no fluffiness about it. It's easily recognizable and put into place. There's no guesswork. So the challenge, or what is it that we're learning about this? We have the Ace of Cups. It's like the negatives or negativity, the things that the mind throws up, what we're vulnerable around, and what we get a bit scared about. We've got the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups represents the passion. What is our passion? Now, because the Six of Swords is sitting there, our soul selves will be saying, right, these are the steps. Let's do this. You know, it's no more mucking around. So what we're going to worry about was, oh, what if we miss out? I'm not sure that that's what my passion is. I hear that a lot from people as well. I'm not really sure that this is where I want to go. Or what I'm getting from this card more so is that if I do that, I'm going to not follow my heart. This isn't really what I want to do. And so it's not that you're missing out or that you're letting go of something that is a wish or that you think that you're meant to be doing. What's happening is that it's like a reality check. And so the passion, you will still be following that passion, but it'll be a much more pragmatic and realistic way, rather than, because there's no more mucking around, right? It's either you either do it or you don't. And so, like, oh, do I have to, like, do I have to let this go? It's like, no, this is what the best way to go forward. And so it's no more fluffing around this situation. Get that done. What is the word? No more procrastinating. That's it. So, how are we going to respond? How are we going to react? This is hilarious. Talk about procrastination. The response is the Four of Swords. So in this respect, like we've got, this is what we're going to do. The Four of Swords does represent that thing where it's like just being very zen about it and being very, what's the word? Being very, so I'll think about it. Just give me a moment. Being, like, not sensible, but we're going to do every step in a very, like, a grounded way, or I'm just going to describe it because I know there's a word that's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember it. But the Six of Swords represents those steps and the pragmatic way to move forward. And the Four of Swords, while it is it is a meditation card, it's a very thoughtful card. It's like, it looks like he's doing nothing, talking about procrastination, but it's more so one step, do it properly. The next step, do it properly. No racing ahead, there's no ones in here. Everything is very measured and very centered, and so you're not going to move on to the next step until you've worked out what this step is. So everything is going to mean something. You're going to do it from the very center of your heart, and you're going to do it properly. Not just you, me too. Okay, so where does this lead us? So where does this take us? Like, what is our possible future? We have the Seven of Pentacles. I find this really fascinating, considering that I'm getting all goosebumps now. I find that fascinating, considering that the Ace of Cups sits in that part of us that, oh, what if this isn't my passion, and so no more fluffing around about what our passion is. The Six of Swords says, right, this is, if you want to do this, if you find your peace and contentment, these are the steps that you take. And this Four of Swords says every step is going to be measured. Like, we're going to do it properly. I mean, you can't move to the next one until you've completed this step. So what that means for the with the Seven of Pentacles, seven, first of all, is a choice. Like, it gives us options and choice, but it means that we get to move into something and get the rewards by stepping into something that we love to do rather than what we think we should do, which is the absolute drive of all of these cards. It's saying, no more what if I follow my passion. I'm going to, no more sort of spreading yourself out and trying this and trying that to get our heart's desire moving forward, or our passion, or what our journey is, or to find that contentment. All of these steps, all of the cards are leading us and showing us that when we follow the opportunities that the soul gives us, we are going to end up and have the rewards of of landing in a place where we are going to be satisfied, and we're going, oh my gosh, this is exactly where I wanted to be. And we'll know that because the rewards are coming towards us. There'll be no second guessing. And so it's like we get the tick, 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 yes, because the rewards come to us, the feedback comes to us in a very real way. It's no airy-fairy stuff here. We're going to get that direct satisfaction and say, oh yeah, I did this the right way. I followed my heart. I followed the signs and I did this. And now I'm sitting in a place where I'm very completely satisfied. The Seven of Pentacles. The story of the Seven of Pentacles is that the choice is about, do I stay with what I know, and even though I'm not quite satisfied with it, or do I go to the place on my heart's desire, even though it might not have all of the benefits that this is over here, but it will satisfy my heart. And all the steps that are about, remember, it's about the 10 of Cups, about peace and contentment. So all of the steps are going to help us recognize that peace and contentment, and that's the drive to start off with anyway. Okay, so now we're looking at what is our soul self. What are we learning about this with our soul self? We have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups, again, it's a choice, but the Seven of Cups means that for our soul selves, it opens up all of those things, that it gives us it stops the restriction around how we can move forward. And I really think that the sword cards that are getting us here are going to quieten the mind down and give it something to focus on, so that we can recognize exactly that we're stepping into our heart's desire. There's nothing better for freedom freedom of the heart, to know that we have freedom of choice. And that's what the Seven of Cups represents. So the fact that we follow the path, the universe is saying, no more mucking around, these are the steps, these are the opportunities, and if you want to get there, if you've been asking, this is the way to get there. If you follow this, you're going to get, and you're going to get the big ticks around that. The soul's freedom, or the heart's freedom, will understand the Seven of Cups is freedom of choice. And that means that I always think that we feel, when we truly step into our own power and work with the universe, we actually understand that we have more control than if we try and control things with our mind and try and manipulate our external circumstances. When we listen and recognize the opportunities that are being presented to us and just lean into it, listen to our intuition and follow that path and work with the universe and work with our soul, we actually recognize or realize that we have more power than we thought. And that way it gives us more control back to us. We're not at the mercy of, tell me what my guides want me to do, tell me what the Spirit wants me to do. We are working in conjunction with the universe. We are working in conjunction with Spirit. And in that way, the best way forward is that we are listening to our soul and our hearts rather than what our mind is telling us we should do. Because the mind, again, only knows the past. It can't see the future. Only our hearts can see the way forward, and that's the best way to satisfy. Anyway, good luck with that. I'm looking forward to that, because that means I have to, for me, it's like I stop faffing around, and I know the steps now, and the universe is going to show me those steps, and so I can then recognize and realize my heart's desire in a very real way. And it's going to be, because the Seven is there, it's going to be profitable, or profitable as in you'll get those ticks of approval, or recognizing that it's working for you in your favor. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on. Thank you for joining me. My name is Vicki Haspels. This has been the weekly forecast for week commencing 18th of July 2022. Thank you for joining me from Port Fairy in Victoria. I'm the Conscious Mystic. Much love from me to you. Bye. See you guys next week with love from me. Mwah.